Go around and up, I guess. Grab this. Meaty good. Oh, grab me. Oh. This board, just to put in. Hey. Party in the US. Hey. Okay, cool. What's this? Lady, the homes are filled with bodies. Dozen. Seen on site. They're covered with a thick layer of dust, as if they've been this way for years. We should leave. I'm gonna get hurt. For no reasons. When? No. 2003-5. Ah, it's wood we're lacking. More upgrades were done with that one. What's this? Didn't get like a spell or something? Yeah. Boost to your eyes by 2 and give them immune. Yep, we're maxed. Hey, we want to change weapon, didn't we? Demonstrate units. Move a card in your deck to the top and strengthen by 3, then trigger all allies' loyal abilities. Let's take that one. Let's get rid of the skillings. You know, I'm not a fan. Not a fan of skillings. Oops. Go to strafe spot. Get rid of it. Alright, was that damage? Yeah, we'll keep these two and no, not that one. I'll grab you guys.
Caldwell had summoned Nilfgaardian support. Meve assumed they were not far behind. Yet in the unforgiving terrain, a full Nilfgaardian division could not hope to close the gap. Small detachments, however, light cavalry or footmen, could very well do just that. So when black-clad men emerged from the mist, the Queen was not surprised. She ordered her troops to fall in, form up, and brace to defend the line. Yet the attack never came. The invaders stood silent, motionless. And Meve got a closer look. They were slouched, ashen-faced, unsure of step, and covered in sores. Isgith had treated them as cruelly as any. Teetering in his saddle, the commander broke formation. He rode forth and addressed the Queen in fluent common tongue.
Half my men are wounded, the others sick. Your force does not fare much better.
True, yet we outnumber you soundly.
Indeed. If it comes to combat, you are certain to win. But in this damp swamp, all wounds fester. Flesh is quick to rot. You will lose many more apart from those who fall.
What do you mean, precisely?
Asked the Queen, her eyes narrowing, her head tilted to the side.
We should part ways in peace. There's a war on, there'll be another chance to fight. Perhaps even face one another. But not here. And not like this.
Suddenly unsure, the Queen weighed the officer's words. Their logic was sound, though they could also prove a ruse.
Your Grace,
Xavier's voice came from behind Meve's back.
we can't let them pass. They've done only harm, and they'll not stop and go home.
So be it. I accept.
Meve answered after thinking a while.
We shall cross swords some other day, beneath a clear sky, on solid ground.
I will hold you to your word, Majesty.
Replied the Nilfgaardian, then raised his arm in salute. The retreating Imperials marched past the Lyrians. Along the slim path, their shoulders nearly touched. Meve soldiers glared from beneath their brows, their eyes locked on the foe till the last vanished in the woods. Then, collectively, they let out a sigh of relief.
We're relieved we didn't fire. It's been horrific. Did I leave a bunch of stuff for him? One thing And we'll leave it. But let's check out this little town here. This camp. This is where Meve cursed when her scouts reported they'd encountered a Nilfgaardian camp. Just what we need, she thought. We just talked to them a moment ago. Though the campfire still burned and the horses nibbled on the grass, the tents were completely empty. The queen knew Ysgith well enough to recognize a bad omen. There's vamps in there. This campsite they just abandoned like 2 moments ago. They gotta get it, that's fine. Here are you. Here are you. Here are you. Sure. Let's start with a mandrake.
Elven blarney.
This thing. Oh, a drain boy. Lol. Just insta-destroyed those things. Let's move the destroyer to the top. Imminent. Yeah, the rats. Yeah, the really injured rats. Pass. What? Me? Just have a go in here. Okay. Things. He also passed. He lost. It's fine. So we got the destroyer. We get some dwarfs. We get Gasty. It's fine. Start with
Quick and painful this'll be.
let's put the card to the top of my deck. Tinker boy. Rats. They're all dead because of this. I just
Left,
set the other one
right,
crazy strong.
Left, right.
It's not too late to walk away.
Necessity. Invention's mum.
I'll just passing it. And just 8 nickers. That did hardly anything, but the 8 nickers. What the heck? Not nickers. Now let's go. Oh. He jumps into the fire for vampires. Have fun in there. We over here drinking this. Kind of screws them over because you know NC's damage unit, but they don't kind of damage. It boosted so much. So his strategy doesn't work. Like he still has to lose 1 health before he can get stolen. And then actually lose 3 health. Screwed. I don't know if he can even go for these. Well, he can take it out. He's gonna beat me. No. He's gonna have 3 cards to play. Not enough. Let's go with it. Bam. Okay, we play. I'm gonna go drum boy.
Again and again and again.
This. But who do we want at the top? This guy? Get drummer. We get
Something from nothing. It's exactly what I do.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
Does nothing. Let's go like this. Like this.
Left, right, left, right.
Get eaten. That dies. Summon that big boy. Then we'll go drum.
I'm a what say.
Into
Bigger they are, easier they are to target.
him. Drum. Into that. Into this.
We must trust each other.
Resets those so they can.
Thing about slings,
Gets us
they hide well.
boys.
Yeah!
Just play all of
I'll
the
relieve you of that pouch.
This is awkward. This is awkward. Yeah, what's your one card gonna do? You lost. You stole the lady. Oh, his arm's broken. I always wondered why they were cutting into his arm there. Has wormed her way through the trap and is now headed for Red London. You must find the escape route at all costs. Should you fail, every third soldier in your unit shall be lashed and sentenced to a month of solitary confinement. Well, that's what those views we passed had. Everything's gonna get hurt. And then confined from. This is this the mother?
The Lyria force had reached the very heart of Isgith. From every branch, vine, and shrub hung leeches and ticks by the dozen. Swollen with blood, their abdomens glistened, glowing red in the misty air so putrid it set Meve's head to spinning. She paused at a moss-covered boulder, pressed her flushed forehead against its cool surface. Her soldiers passed by, pallid, filthy, drained. She wished to say something, lift their spirits, but instead a cough rattled her breast. Suddenly, splashes all around Meve in the water, as if a rain of fist-sized drops had begun to fall. The Queen lifted her heavy gaze. Seemingly on command, ticks and leeches dropped into the warm, soupy waters, then clumsily wriggled off toward a dead alder grove. Meve knew at once what skulked behind the trees. Gurnikora, Isgith's mistress, Isgith's queen.
Weapons at the ready!
The queen roared.
Close ranks!
The Lyrians quickly converged, formed a wall of shields, and crouched behind them. Terrified, they stared as a multitude of eyes flashed open midst the branches while revolting, muck-covered beasts rose from the gurgling waters around. Meve silently uttered a prayer. Hail Melitele, great mother, maiden and crone, ever have us in your care.
He fought the compulsion to avert her eyes from the muck-covered horrors surrounding her unit. The very sight of them made her nauseous, her chest tightened, holding back a scream. In the end, with great difficulty, she raised her sword. The queen only hoped her men would not notice the trembling in her hands. Ew, poor creature. Story special short. So this is where the ticks have to be feeding on her for us to hit her. That's what the Witcher said. Well, we don't want you boys, do we? Get rid of you guys. I need the damaging. Oh, the destroyers. 210.
Everyone,
Move everyone
rally to me!
This round transfer himself into Mother. Okay, but if this kills all the ticks, does that mean it's impossible?
Hey, don't toss that. It's perfectly usable.
Hi ho, hi ho.
Oh, wait. Why are they all in there? Yeah. Move card to top of your head.
Majesty! These parasites! They feed on her blood!
fleeing? Oh? So what, they're getting killed by... I think the card's gonna take him out of my hand because this is killing the blood things.
Left, right, left, right.
I think having this is kind of mess. Yeah. Yeah. So if we go load last checkpoint? Yeah, cards. Ah, the swamps.
The Lyria suddenly.
Weapons!
In mode. Okay. Knickers. Nah. Nah. Go.
Everyone! Rally to me!
Okay, let's go.
Left, right, left, right.
By 4. Can't do it.
Majesty! These parasites! They feed on her blood!
Okay, well, let's actually summon this.
The morrow drink with our forefathers!
Let's do this. And I guess this is dragon.
Again and
Coin never stinks, no matter how rank the pouch.
Wait one more turn. And then we'll hurt all of these. And then let's go from
Give me a time.
Sorry, turnips back for an encore.
Right, let's play this. Oh. Okay, we'll get rid of the other one of itself, so that's a plus. Question mark? Maybe? We wanna
Abolish to your command.
Oh, he can stand that. That's actually really good.
How quickly the scales tip.
How quickly did that? Let's
Don't need no weapon!
check.
Don't like this.
What are you gonna get?
These ghastly beasts can be slain. They can be overcome.
Let's listen to that again. Double hit. And let's go. Pray we got some of these.
I'm a woman say. Lyria!
Good. Screw you, lady. Neutral guy now. Put it down.
I believe it's
A
dead.
lot easier.
Of the battle in Isgith, Meve remembered very little. It seemed a nightmare, its details a haze, the sensations very real. Midst a thick fog, she fought in a frenzy, desperately hacking at the scourge that advanced from all sides. In the end, silence fell over the swamp. Its boiling waters lay calmed. The ticks and leeches were gone, while Guernicora lay among rotting leaves, covered in blood, unmoving. But still a fearsome sight.
Burn the corpse,
Rasped the queen.
and we move on.
The soldier's eyes darted about in a series of silent glances. It took Meve a moment to realize the difficulty. They still feared it. Though the monster's lifeless body lay on the ground, they dared not go near. Were she to
Lied.
repeat the order, they would carry it out. Yet she did not wish to force that on them. Swallowing her own revulsion, she walked up to Guernicora's corpse and set it alight. The air soon filled with the suffocating stench of burning hair and flesh. Sparks belched out as melting fat fell on flame. Until finally, nothing was left of the bloody mistress but scorched bone. The Lyrians resumed their march towards the banks of the Yaruga. They forced their weary legs to maintain a swift pace, and stole no second glance at what they'd left behind.
Ooh. Hello. There she is, nice and scorched. There's an exclamation mark for a second.